Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of May 20th through May 24th. Where in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan, we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also look over dividend payers as an opportunity to generate income, and also several option strategies as additional ways to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of May 20th through May 24th. We keep our notes in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, to the tools and resources we use to select our top swing trading stocks to watch. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Return to the Meme Stocks, we would highly recommend you also view part 1 as it contains our market analysis, trading strategies, and trading ideas for this trading week. We keep all of our Google documents with our weekly trading game plan notes in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weeks. And again, you can find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome Logan Flips, Easy Mike, the Ricky Khan. Congratulations again, the Ricky Khan, to you and your college graduates. We hope your graduation was enjoyable yesterday, and thank you for joining us. So firstly, we'll go over a couple of our trade updates for the week, and we'll look at the charts in Webull. Firstly, we bought back our cash secured puts we had sold on Tesla at the 150 strike price for the May expiration. We had sold those on April 18th at 940. We bought them back for 5 cents on the 14th for a net premium profit of $9.35, about $9.35 per options contract. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited from this cash secured put, scalp trade, swing trade in Tesla. And again, this is part of our strategy, selling and buying back puts, and we'll be looking at Tesla to do that again. Secondly, on Friday, we saw yesterday that big surge in silver. We went long the short leveraged ETF on silver, which is ZSL. I got in a little bit early, as we'll see. So I got in on Friday at 11:43. Not long after that, silver surged up and ZSL broke down. So hopefully our Patreon members who got notified of that trade were able to, or will be able to, get a much better price than we got. Again, we'll be waiting for a correction in silver. I was watching that 30 price target on silver, had seen previous rejections at that level. Thought it looked like it was going to reject again, so that's when I went long, and then we saw just an exuberant surge in silver, and not as much in gold, but we'll be looking at that as well. So you can hear our thesis on this short on silver in last week's weekly trade game plans, and also the top gold and silver ETFs to trade gold and silver via the link to that video in our notes. Just a quick reminder, again, although I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of any trades, if you would like to get real-time notification when we enter or exit a trade, you can get real-time notification via email by joining our Patreon. Also, we have several channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members with additional alerts that I'll show you very quickly. So the first is a Thinkorswim price alerts channel. So I also have automated alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord. So we can see, and we'll talk about FANGU and FANGD. So when FANGU broke its 52-week high, we got that alert. When silver broke its 52-week high on the 15th, we got that alert. If I follow these alerts up with a trade, I'll reply in the Thinkorswim channel. If it's not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I will post our trades in the trade alerts channel, so you can see when we bought back the cash secured put on Tesla, and then when we eventually did go long on ZSL, which is the short on silver, on the 17th. Additionally, we have a real-time alerts channel in our Discord with automatically generated alerts that are generated by my automated system. So again, if you'd like real-time alerts when stocks are breaking out, swinging up, close to our price targets, again, you can also get access to that alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. And you can get more information about how that automated alert system works and how you can get alerted when stocks are moving up, breaking out, via the link to that video in the notes. Again, the real-time alerts channel is great for shorter term day traders, scalpers, etc. You can see sector rotations, real-time movements in the stock market, again, by watching that real-time alerts channel. Welcome, Walter Lyons, The Crow. Glad to see you all in the chat. Hope you all are doing well. So if we quickly look at those trades in Webull, again, we had sold a cash secured put at 150 back in April on Tesla when it was going down. We didn't get the top premium. Hopefully some of you got an even higher premium on that put. And then Tesla had been trending up. When it did finally reverse a little bit on the 14th, that the premium on the May contract went 5 cents or below. I probably could have let it expire, but for five cents, I just got out of there, eliminated that risk. So again, we'll be seeing if Tesla does head back down. If the premium on those puts goes back up, then we'll be looking to rinse and repeat that strategy over and over and collect cash on that option strategy. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. So here's the ZSL, the short on silver. Again, I got in pre-market. It looked like it was silver was testing and would reject off that 30 price level. So I got in. It looked like there was some support at the previous 52-week low in ZSL at 1143. So that's where I got in. And then we see not long after that, we got that, major breakdown in ZSL, major exuberant surge in silver. So again, if any of our BeachBum traders were able or are better able to catch that top in silver when it does reverse, you can still get a much better price. Again, we'll be just waiting for a correction, a retracement in silver, and then we'll, take profits in ZSL and go from there. So let me grab a quick drink and then we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch, updates to our watch list. We'll look at them in our Google Sheet and also the charts in Webull. Welcome, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So here's our updates to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Go over the updates quickly, and then again, we'll look at them in our Google Sheet and in our watch list Google Sheet and their charts in Webull. So the first is EPV. EPV is the short on the FTSE Europe. Yesterday we saw the Euro stocks market had made a new 52-week high. Looked like it had rolled over. I didn't quite catch that rollover with EPV. Maybe some of you did. You can see I added this to the watch list on the 14th. Posted that in the stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So again, our Patreon members also have access to our stocks watch list channel in our Discord. If I make any updates to our watch list after the automated Google Sheet is generated, I will post that in the Stocks Watchlist channel in our Discord. So you can see I added that on the 15th, after market close on the 14th. And so if any of you caught that rollover, congratulations. You can hear also other ETFs to trade Europe via that link to the video in our notes. And again, the long on Europe, on the FTSE Europe is EURL. So I did have a price target set on URL, and that should determine the entry point EPV. We'll see if we get another uptick in the European stock market, and that may be another entry point for us in EPV. FNGD, as you'll see, I had added that to our bullpen earlier in the week, and then I moved that up from our bullpen to our primary watch list. As we saw, FANGU broke its 52-week high, and so there was an opportunity. We saw yesterday in the charts, it looks like it corrected back down. We'll see if it holds that support or breaks down further. Again, I'd be looking at the new 52-week high on FANGU, which is 361.99 for an entry point FANGD. Again, I'm not overly eager to jump into FANGD prior to the NVIDIA earnings, although I do want to look at FANGD holdings and show you why I'm kind of interested in FANGD, less risk from NVIDIA. But again, I think if NVIDIA has blowout earnings, all of the Mag 7, all the FANG stocks will probably get an upsurge from there. So again, I'll be patiently waiting for the NVIDIA earnings to enter in FANGD most likely. The short on gold, again, is GDXD. We went long on GDXD way back on April 2nd. I missed the previous correction. Probably should have taken profits and bought in cheaper on that previous correction in gold. So again, we're waiting for that correction, and you have the opportunity, if you can catch the new 52-week high, the new top in gold, you could short with GDXD. Again, short-term trading, day trading, plenty of opportunities with GDXD and GDXU. Again, this is on gold miners, so not a direct correlation with the gold price, an indirect correlation, and it does have a tendency to lag a little bit. So again, we're already long GDXD, but I left it in here as I think there's plenty of opportunities for you to make money trading short gold once it does peak out and roll over. I'm going to take MSB out of our watch list. This is Masabi Trust. It's already run up. If any of you were still in MSB or caught that bounce, congratulations. Again, we had previously scalped MSB for a profit. Again, I missed the latest bounce. So for now, we'll take it out of our main watch list. I can see if it comes back down with a sector rotation in steel and or from our database queries. So that's the one we like for playing sector rotations in steel. And again, you can hear more about that in our link to our previous video in the notes. We talked about ZSL. Again, we now have an automatically generated watch list Google Sheet that we'll take a look at, where you can track the prices, our price targets, etc., for all of our watch list stocks, bullpen stocks, etc. And we have a series of videos on how you can use our Google Sheets on how to watch our top swing trading stocks. And you can get access to this Google Sheet by joining our Patreon. So here's our Google Sheet with our main top swing trading stocks to watch list. And we have price targets, the risk reward profiles, links to their FinViz, earnings data, ex-dividends, optionality, etc. As I mentioned, I just want to briefly bring up FANGU and look at the holdings for FANGU to see how susceptible that is to the NVIDIA earnings. So again, now in FinViz, oh, I can't do it there. I'll have to do it in the ETF database. So Okay, so if I do that in the ETF database, oh, actually, I never mind. Yeah, that's why it's an ETN, and FinViz doesn't have the holdings for ETNs, so I'm going to go to the ETF database. Again, you can find a link to the ETF database on our homepage under the links section. Search for FANG-U. So we can see the FANG-U is equal weighted. So here's what I wanted to point out in terms of the NVIDIA earnings. As you see, the weighting on NVIDIA and FANG-U is pretty low. It's only 8.5%. The most heavily weighted in FANG-U are Twitter and Tesla and Apple and Facebook and Google. So again, I think I like this one better in terms of trading a turnaround in the Mag 7 and the FANG stocks, and it's, you know, has a little bit of a less risk that it's going to pop significantly on the NVIDIA earnings, but again, still some risk if NVIDIA announces blowout earnings. I expect, you know, all the AI related Mag 7s to take a pop. It's also got Alibaba, so again, I think we can more safely trade FANG-U for a retracement in the Mag 7, etc., versus possibly the Qs, etc. So that's why, again, I was willing to take a risk on FANG-D, which is the short on the FANG stock. So again, I hope that helps. So next we'll look at the charts for those top swing trading stocks to watch in Webull. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over the charts. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you can still get 75 free fractional shares of stock. If you open and fund an account with 25K or more, less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock. I did get an email that they're still offering a 3.5 match for contributions in an IRA account. So again, additional rewards there as well. So again, we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. If you're not already using Webull, if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, we'd greatly appreciate it. You can get the 75 or 20 free fractional shares of stock, as well as the other special offers that they're offering, like the 3.5 match in your IRA. I'm using the online browser version of Webull right now. So again, you can have multiple watch lists. Looks like I got logged out. So here's our top swing trading stocks to watch. Again, here's EPV, which is the short on the European stock market. So you see when the European stock market made a top, we got a dip in EPV, and then it bounced back up. So again, if you happen to catch that bounce, although it's still relatively low, could be a more of a correction in the European stock market. I was looking for a TOS symbol for the FTSE Europe. I wasn't able to find one. So if anyone knows of a index or a symbol to track specifically the FTSE Europe, which is what EPV is based on, please share that with us. That would be helpful. Again, here's FANG U, which is the long on the FANG stock. So that would be the determinant to determine when to go into FANG D. You can see it made a new 52-week high at 361.91, corrected slightly. It's a little bit below that resistance pivot point. So we'll see if we get another retest, or again, if it does upsurge again to a new high on NVIDIA earnings. In my humble opinion, again, I think that would be the place to enter FANG D, looking for a correction sector rotation out of the Mag 7 profit taking with the sell in May theme, even though it seems like the sell in May crowd went away for now. I saw Gabe Fade pointed out yesterday that they added sell in May was more towards the end of May anyway. So that, and again, thank you, Gabe Fade, for sharing that history lesson with us. We appreciate that. So again, FANG D is the short. So we see it bottomed, bounced up slightly. The short on gold, again, gold, surging up to highs. Again, this is a leverage short, so it's going to have some decay. Even the end, it will lag as it's gold miners. So again, if you see that bottom and swing back up, good opportunities, and also short-term trades. I know a number of our BeachBum traders are making money swinging gold both ways with GDXU long, GDXD short. And we talked about the short on silver, ZSL. Welcome, Balu Dog. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so next we'll look at our bullpen stocks. If you're relatively new to our community, the concept of bullpen stocks are ones that don't necessarily have the swing trading setup that we prefer right now, but it looks like in the near future they may. So I put them in the bullpen, periodically revisit them. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to the watch list. So you can see we had added FANG D to the bullpen on the 14th, and then I put it in the game, moved it up to the watch list on the 17th. And again, I'll post those updates in our Discord. So you see when we added FANG D to the bullpen, and then subsequently when I moved it up to the main watch list. So we've still got CRT, which is Cross Timbers Trust, in our bullpen. It has bounced up a little bit. I considered taking it off, but it looks like we might get another shot at it. Again, this is a monthly dividend payer on oil and gas properties. So we'll see if we get a shot at CRT. Talked about FANG D. We've been watching Mosaic. Again, this is also a dividend payer. And we've been watching SIRI, Sirius XM, and we've talked about the arbitrage, potential arbitrage with that Liberty Media, and that Warren Buffett's been buying into both ends of that arbitrage situation. So again, you can hear more about that via the link to this video in the notes. Again, you can also watch our bullpen stocks in near real time via the link to or in the bullpen sheet in our Google Sheets. Similarly, track the risk reward, etc. I took FANG D out so I can delete that row. So MOS, CRT, SIRI left in the bullpen. Again, you can watch these. I can watch these during trading hours, and if they do come to our price targets, I can jump on those much easier now that we have our Google Sheet. Look at the charts in Webull. So again, nice thing about Webull is you can have multiple watch lists, quickly and easily jump between them. Here's again CRT. It looks like it's bounced up some from that previous low. We'll see. Looks like might be rolling over. We'll see if we get a correction. But if it does continue up, we'll probably take that out. Mosaic, pretty run up quite a bit as well. So probably take that one out unless it happens to head back down. And SIRI looks like it's slowly trailing back down. I like it down around that 287 or so. Previous low, it had bounced up a little bit. Again, we'll see. It does look like, again, it's trailing down. So if I can catch that near that 287 low and swing back up before they actually do the merger, that would be attractive. So we'll see. Welcome, Ellen Krantz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to come back to this honorable mention one and see if we have time to investigate that one further. But if you're interested, again, if we run out of time, here's one that I wanted to look at in a little more detail as a potential double bottom in FinViz, and also we'll talk about how you can see double bottom, multiple bottoms in FinViz. But I want to make sure I can get to the questions that we had and be able to answer those. So also, again, we always recommend you have your shopping list of stocks ready for any irrational reactions to earnings, any corrections in the market, those stocks that you want to buy up when they become cheap. So again, we always recommend you have your shopping list of stocks. We just recommend staying away in general of zombie companies. Now, again, with the return of the meme stocks, you can kind of throw most of that out the window in terms of meme stocks. But again, those are not ones I would recommend holding for any length of time. They're strictly, to make your profits trading on the opportunity they present and then get out. We talked about offerings and reverse splits and all that yesterday. So I'd highly recommend that you also listen to that discussion yesterday. Also, you can do analysis using our Biotech DD Google Sheet, not just on biotechs, but also on any money-losing stock. And you can get a copy of that by joining our Patreon. Okay, I'm going to open up our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. So if anyone in the chat has a particular dividend payer you want to look at, I don't have any changes to our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. Again, this is another way to create a schedule of income for yourself with whatever risk-reward profile, dividend yield information that you would like. Again, another way to generate income trading while you're waiting for your swing trading stocks to set up. So let me grab a drink, and if anyone in the chat has a dividend pair you want to look at, we can very quickly look at those. Just a quick reminder too, we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our Dividend Payers Google Sheet to find the best dividend paying stocks, generate your schedule of dividend paying income. And again, you can access that series via the link in the notes and also on our BeachBum trading channel. So again, here's our Dividend Payers Google Sheet. You can see the risk reward profiles, the adjusted yield that takes into account price appreciation, the net yield, which also takes into account their current yearly performance. You see ex-dividend dates, etc., dividend payment, dividend yields. We're still long APLY, so again, it's swung up a little, slowly swinging back up with Apple. And again, we're collecting monthly dividends on that. This is APLY is one of the yield maxes. You can, again, find a number of the yield maxes by searching for them in our ad sheet. And also you can find the distribution schedule in the reference sheet. So the next ex-dividend date for the yield maxes will be June 5th. So again, we'll buy those when they get cheap. And if we do get a correction in the FANGs and the Magnificent Seven, I would be looking at some of those yield maxes on the Mag 7s. We're still long land. So IEF and IEI, pretty stable. Again, we're still long land. The leg loses money. MTEX loses money. These guys are both losing money. OARC is the yield max on ARC-K. Again, if it comes down, actually we want to watch for a bottom in ARC-K. We saw ARC-K's been just kind of flat, oscillating laterally lately. Again, SIRI also does pay a small quarterly dividend, but again, we're looking more for a swing back up, so more price appreciation than for the dividend. Bellow Dog saying AMDY, which is one of the yield maxes on AMD. So again, you can find many of the other yield maxes in our ad sheet. So if we look at AMDY, again, you can find that. And we discussed this a couple weeks ago, did the analysis, the risk reward on AMDY. TLT, TLTW, again, bond yields have gone down a bit, so they were going down, and then Friday we got a little bit of a correction. So just check the chat real quickly, see if there's any other dividend payers people want to look at. Again, I'll leave this open for a minute. We can look at any other dividend payers you want to look at. Again, another way to find the yield maxes is you can do a find on the ad sheet. Do yield max. Again, you'll see the whole list of yield max dividend payers. Also jump over to, well, it doesn't have the description on the main page, so. Okay, next we'll talk about option strategies. So we also use a couple option strategies to also generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So one strategy is selling and buying back covered calls on our positions. And again, you can hear our previous discussion and also a Google Sheet, covered calls Google Sheet that we created that's accessible, again, usable by our Patreons to do various scenarios, what if analysis on your covered calls. So again, you can hear how you can use that covered calls Google Sheet to analyze scenarios for selling and buying back covered calls via the link to that video. And again, you can get access to that by joining our Patreon. The other strategy, as you saw with the Tesla, is selling puts. In our case, typically they're cash secured puts because we're trading mostly in retirement accounts. So we sell cash secured puts when things are going down, buy them back when it's going up. Again, our trade on Tesla is a good example. Generate, just some cash while we wait for other swing trading opportunities to show up. And we use our options, our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. And again, you can get access to this by joining our Patreon. And we have a whole series of videos on how you can use our puts ROIC Google Sheet titled Option Strategies for Beginners with examples. And we also added that covered calls video to that series. And then we have a playlist on all kinds of other ways you can use options to also generate income. So some quick updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet highlight, and we'll just quickly take a look. I changed the expiration on the Albemarle. It's still at the 105 strike price, but I pushed it out to January of 25 to see if that would generate a premium, higher than 5%. That would warrant potentially selling a put on Albemarle. Also, I lowered the strike on Tesla. Again, you saw previously we sold and bought back a 150. I lowered it to 140 as Tesla had dipped below 150 previously. And I'm looking at the June expirations on the majority of these puts now. So here's the main watch list of where puts ROIC. You can see another feature, and I think I talked about this last week, is we can watch different expirations. So I'm watching the near-term month on Disney. It's also the January 25 on Disney. But again, with the VIX down below 12, lack of volatility, premiums are all, pretty low on all of these. So I don't really have anything overly attractive. Again, we can see on the Tesla 140s, premiums still pretty low. So again, if we get a significant correction in Tesla, that might give us an opportunity, or Disney, or any of these. Also, as I noted, I extended Albemarle out to January 25, but it's still only 3.4% ROI. So again, not really any attractive put selling opportunities from our longer term standpoint. I don't like Sedge, as that's solar, so I don't want to get stuck owning Sedge personally. Also, Whirlpool, we had a discussion about selling puts on Whirlpool, so I'm not overly eager to sell that one. But again, you can also use this puts ROIC Google Sheet to see which stocks are moving up and down, what potential opportunities for shorter term options trades, selling and buying back puts that you might have. So, and I'm always open and would love to hear, what else we can do to provide you with tools and resources to help you further making money trading options as well as stocks. So again, we'd love your feedback in all of those regards. Again, if you'd like us to add an option to our automated system and our Google Sheet, please let us know. The symbol, the strike price, the expiration can be more than one. Again, we'll add it to our automated system. It'll collect the options data and then update the puts ROIC Google Sheet at the end of the day. And then again, you can see what those opportunities might be. Okay, so I want to, let me grab a drink, and then I want to be able to answer this question, and then we'll look at some other stocks. So if anyone in the chat also has some individual stocks that you want to take a look at, you can throw those up there, and we can add them to our list to take a look at today. Okay, firstly, I wanted to try to answer this question that Gerald Fitz posted in our Discord about NMG Nobu Mondi Graphite. And again, thank you, Gerald, for posting this in the Discord. He also posted a news item that you can access, so you can quickly jump to this discussion in the Discord via the link in the notes. You can also find it in the Beach Party channel in our Discord. Again, thank you for posting this in advance in our Discord, Gerald, and I would highly recommend anybody that would like us to take a look at stocks or options, etc., during our weekly trading game plans. If you post them in advance in our Discord, that's very helpful. It gives me opportunity to add them to our agenda for our weekly trading game plan. So here's, he says he's been watching NMG for a while. News is flowing. Chart looks prime. Gold, silver, copper running. Haven't heard much about graphene or EV batteries, so I'll talk about that. Asked if we take a look at that. Also want to quickly take a look at this news item. We see NMG advances towards additional EV battery material offtakes, phase 2 financing, got 88 million of cash on hand. So you see they've got multi-year offtakes, essentially a contract for their products, discussions with multiple government agencies, construction of phase 2 facility. So again, they're kind of in the middle of construction. We'll also look at them in FinBiz in a second. Private placement of by Mitsui and Pellinghurst. So this is interesting too. Surrender and cancellation of convertible notes. So they essentially, converted debt, convertible notes into stock. So reducing their debt, that's positive. Again, they're working on construction. Sales continuing to grow. This looks like it's minus 21% quarter on quarter. That doesn't sound good. And cash flow position of 88 million. So again, I also posted up a follow-up that we had previously looked at NMG Noblemond back in 22. So you can hear our previous discussion on NMG via the link to that video, both in our Discord and in the notes. So let's also look at them now in both FinBiz and ChartMill. So again, you can find links to tools like FinBiz and ChartMill in the link section of our homepage. Homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So here's NMG and FinBiz. So we see it's Canadian. Basic materials, so sectors, again, the graphite mining. See, it's looks like it's got support, pretty good support in that 180, 190 or so level. Just reported earnings. They lost more than expected. They reported no income at that time. So again, a miss on earnings. Previously, they'd beat a little bit, but again, they're losing money. You see it's had some, significant pops. Those are probably all contract type announcements. So it has the possibility to, pop up pretty significantly. So it looks like below threes, so not quite a double. So again, they're losing money. They have zero sales. So again, they're still in the construction phase. Again, pretty high short-term debt, so that's probably why they did that stock conversion. So that's positive to lower their debt. It is optionable. There is a significant discrepancy between their outstanding and their float, so watch out for a potential offering. So potentially on these pops, they could drop an offering, and then we see these steady decreases too. Not real high volume. So again, it might be kind of choppy, somewhat illiquid. We look at their description a little bit. Sort of fully integrated source green battery anode material, mining properties, graphite, metawine, graphite mine, advanced materials plant. research and development, etc. So it's mostly graphite. Look at their net income. It's been negative and decreasing. EPS negative and decreasing over the past couple of years. Again, they're still kind of in the construction phase, so again, losing money. Again, their EPS is negative and decreasing. So if we look at that last pop, if we can find something in the news, that was February 16th. So we check the news. So here's the big pop. Groundbreaking announcement. So again, it sounds like when they got a offtake agreement with GM. So again, these pops are going to be announcements of contracts, etc. Also, you see in the postings here, it looks like they're counting on the U.S. and Canadian government investing money. So again, potential catalysts, but it's hard to predict when those catalysts might trigger. So you'd almost have to kind of sink in that. There's risk of offerings, further dilution, etc. Let's look at them real quickly in ChartMill. Again, you can find a link to ChartMill on our homepage. So it's got a good setup right now. Technical is pretty low, value low, profitability, they're not making any money, growth poor, health poor. So look at their fundamentals. Okay, 1 out of 10, so pretty poor. And look at their Altman Z score. So health is poor. Altman Z is negative, so distress zone, risk of bankruptcy. So again, just as I probably mentioned in our previous video, I like the concept of NMG. I like the whole graphite concept industry. And back in early 21 or so, when EVs were hot, I'm sure if we back up, NMG was probably doing significantly better back during the EV craze. But since now EVs are now pretty much out of favor, so if we go back, the high point was 21, as we can see, and it's dropped, precipitously since then as EVs have fallen out of favor. The EV craze bubble burst, and now, it's trailing off, continuing down back to its the pre-EV craze level. So again, I would kind of expect that to continue to trail down over the long time until we get a resurgence back in EVs. Again, you can get the short-term pops on news, contract news, etc. If they do get investments from the government, but again, as we saw, they're at risk of bankruptcy if they don't get some infusions of cash. So they may also have to do further offerings. So again, long-term hold, Gerald, right now. I can't see NMG as a current long-term swing or long-term hold. But if you want to take a shot, speculative play, wait for the contract news, take your profits when it pops. And again, we'll wait for the EV craze, the EV sentiment to turn back around. And then again, I would probably like NMG if they survive to that time. Just another FYI. We're bag holding another graphite mining company that's U.S. based, which is Westwater Resources. They have a mine in, I think it's Alabama, and they're in kind of a similar state as NMG. Again, this is a U.S. based graphite company. Again, very similar to NMG, and we'll probably, this used to be hot. I used to get some nice pops back in the EV craze days, up to 6 or so. So we see the big pop, but we see the major drop, dilution, probably reverse splits, etc. So again, I'm bag holding that one. Again, we got into that in the EV craze, and that's again fallen out of favor but they're in a very similar state as NMG, just a US-based version. So I hope that all helps. Welcome, Becca, Born to Be Free. Hope you all are doing well. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, let me check the chat and see if, and again, Gerald, let me know if that answers your questions. If you have any further questions about NMG or other stocks. And again, thank you for posting that in our Discord. Again, I encourage everyone to post in our Discord, ask questions. If I can't answer it, hopefully our other BeachBum traders will chime in and give their opinions, help us answer your questions, help you succeed in trading your trading career. So Easy Mike talking about Albemarle. Yeah, we talked about, looks like it's basing. We're kind of watching puts on Albemarle potentially. Just look at it just very quickly. Yeah, I've been watching it. See if that 105. See, we've got a multiple bottom right around that 105 level. So again, that's 108, etc. Yeah, 106, 107. It's 52-week low. So again, if you want to trade that, again, I probably want to sell cash secured puts if I could. Get a decent premium, but again, multiple bottom. There's opportunity there. Okay, let me look at some of the others. I'll check the chat, see if anybody else has any others you want to look at specifically. I'll go back to this honorable mention one, and we can talk about how you can find stocks at a double bottom, a multiple bottom as well. So this honorable mention stock that I identified is BWEN, Broadwind Incorporated. It's an industrial. We'll look at them in FinBiz, but I wanted to share with you how this popped up. Previously noted, I'd look at the multiple bottoms and double bottoms on the home page in FinViz. So one of the things I do at the end of the day is scroll through these double bottoms, through the multiple bottoms, etc. See if there's anything that interests there. And if you click on these, either the double bottom or multiple bottom links, it will take you to the screener, and you can see the charts of all the ones that are showing as a double bottom. I also put a direct link to that screener. And as you'll see, I added the criteria. So once you're on the double bottom screen, you can add filters just like any other screener in FinBiz. So in my case, I added where the PE is greater than 0, so profitable. And then again, you can very quickly scroll through these. Some of them, even though it says there was a double bottom, our NA, popped up already. This looks like it was had a double bottom, quite a ways back. But some of these are potentially attractive. So then you can, go into more detail, right click on a particular chart, look at those. So we see BWEN showed up, and then as we see it popped up significantly. So if I just quickly select BWEN, so they had a major pop on earnings, which obviously I missed that one. So they beat on earnings. They were expected to lose. They made a profit, beat on revenue. So again, if I had been a little more nimble getting that on our watch list, etc., might have been able to take advantage of that opportunity. So again, we'll keep an eye on that, see if we get a correction in BWEN. Again, they're profitable. clean tech. So the whole green infrastructure, gearing fabrication, so they may benefit potentially from the government investments in some of the green energy, clean tech, etc. And again, they're making money. So I thought BWEN might be one to mention. So again, not a correction. Might be an opportunity there with BWEN. So again, I wanted to share that with you. Again, it's kind of low float, only 20 million shares, only trades 92K a day on average. So again, not real suitable to my trading style. Might be something that some of you might be able to make some money in. So I hope that helps. And again, there's a way you can find double bottoms, multiple bottoms by clicking on those links on the FinVid's homepage and then using the screener to filter them, down further with any criteria that you'd like. So if you want to see if they have a high short, we talked about that yesterday as well. So you could combine those concepts using the FinVid screener. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the remainder of the ones I wanted to take a look at. I'll just quickly mention them, and then maybe we'll take a look at them in more detail next weekend. But these are some others that popped up in my queries as potential candidates for adding to our watch list or to our bullpen. So might be of interest to you. You might want to take a look at them again in FinViz, StartMill, etc. The first is INFU, Info Systems Holdings. I believe they're profitable. Again, I won't go into too much detail right now. I would like to take a little bit of a deeper dive into them. I see a steep decline, but it does look like they made a small profit. So potential turnaround play. So again, I'd like to do a little deeper due diligence on them to see if they're worth adding. So anybody that's got input on INFU, Info System Holdings, this is something we should watch, put in our bullpen, etc. Love to hear your feedback. Tatron Components is one that we've traded profitably in the past. Back in 21, it popped up again. And it popped up in our Dividend Payers as one to potentially take a look at. So if I look at Tate, that showed up there the other day. And so I thought, well, it's worth taking a fresh look at Tatron. I believe they had decent earnings recently, so they may be have recovered. Okay, so it paid it, and it took a dive on this dividend payment, and I was looking for a reason why. It was their earnings report. So took a dive on their earnings report. They're still paying a dividend. So again, I thought probably worth taking a little bit of a deeper look again at Tatron. It does look like they're making money. It's a very low float, 5 million shares. Very liquid. Again, we've traded it profitably in the past, but again, I'm not sure if that's something we want to pursue right now. You can again hear our previous look, and I like their business, but again, we'll have to dig into their current situation to see if that's something we want to take a shot on. So if anybody else has any opinions, input, reason for that dip, we greatly appreciate your feedback. And thank you very much, Boren, for reminding everyone to smash the like. So we'll wrap up for today. If you have further questions, want us to look at other stocks, please post it in our Discord, post it in the comments to this video. You can also contact us via our social media sites. You can find links to all our social media on the links section under our on our homepage, beachbumtrading.com. Again, we'd also love your feedback as to what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans, our videos, our tools, our Google Sheets, our automated systems. What can we do to add more value for all of you, our fellow BeachBum traders? So again, we really need your feedback, and we also really need your help to spread the word of our community, help us continue to grow our community. So we hope you'll share our content directly with your fellow traders and friends. Spread the word of our community and how fellow traders can participate. So again, we greatly appreciate everyone that joined us in the chat today and everyone that's watching after the fact. And we hope you have good luck and have a great trading week. And we'll see you on the trading floor and in our Discord. Again, we continue these discussions 24/7 in our Discord, so we look forward to also seeing you there. So thank you again for joining us, and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.